talk about campaign pivots and email scandals. That takes center stage during this election drama. But on stage, you know what? The audience isn't watching that stage. The audience, the voters, are fretting about this. Massive job cuts hitting tech industry USA. Tech news site CRN reporting that in less than an hour, Cisco will announce plans to axe 14,000 jobs from its global payroll. That's 20% of the company's workforce. But they're not alone. Cisco joining companies like Intel, Hewlett-Packard, IBM, slashing and burning thousands. These are high-quality jobs. This adds to the massive number of layoffs already seen in the tech world, 72,000 positions and counting in the last 12-month period leading up to March 31st of this year. Should Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton be spending more time on the campaign trail talking solely about how to save and grow jobs like these that have been cut in such large numbers? Let's bring in former Deputy Assistant to George W. Bush, Brad Blakeman, and Democratic strategist Craig Varoga. Guys, 72,000 quality jobs is more than just a rounding error. When we are 8 years beyond the financial crisis, isn't this issue number one, to quote the great John McLaughlin? Rest in peace, John McLaughlin. Right? I mean, isn't this what we should be discussing? Craig.
I mean, absolutely. I think we should be discussing the economy, and I think we should be talking about Donald Trump's bankruptcies, which would indicate that his, the way he ran his businesses was about as successful as he's running his campaign. But yeah, we should be talking about the economy, and it should be an issue because the voters care about it in both parties, and certainly among persuadables and independents. Absolutely.
Brad, I vote to eliminate the talk about his bankruptcies and eliminate the talk about the Clinton Foundation and force these people to solely talk about the U.S. economy now, because we can get into bitter battles that really make both these candidates extremely unlikable. None of that helps the U.S.
Right. Let's talk about the record of 8 years of Obama, which Hillary Clinton is going to inherit if she were to be president, and she believes that she's going to continue on this path. Look, our growth rate is what, 1.2%?
Exactly.
It's atrocious after the financial collapse and Obama promising full employment. We're not at full employment, although the White House would like us to believe it. They say it's 5%. We all know it's probably 11% if you take those people who are underemployed and those people who have left the workforce. And worse than that, our inner cities are about 20%. And the candidate that speaks to the economy and jobs and recreating that new spirit of invention and ingenuity, not only in Silicon Valley, but throughout the marketplace, and creating jobs here in America in manufacturing, that's the candidate that's going to capture the imagination of the American people, because that's what they're worried about.
Craig,
every poll tells us it is the economy.
Craig, the reason I bring up Silicon Valley, I've covered it extensively. These are high-quality jobs. And look, if we parse, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with Cisco. It was a report, and we don't know whether some of these are overseas and some of them are here in the U.S. We've already seen Bay Area tech jobs, layoffs double since the first 4 months of this year. That's just a microcosm of the... Look, manufacturing has shrunk. We do continue to have some real problems here. So if Hillary Clinton is leaning on an Obama economy at 1.2% growth and lots of layoffs, that doesn't bode well.
Well, look, I mean, the economy is better than it was 8 years ago. We were, we were about to go into a depression. But, better is not good enough. And I think that, certainly Hillary Clinton, believes that better is not good enough and that we need to improve the economy. So you're not going to get a disagreement on there. And if anybody's actually looking for a detailed plan about where to move this economy, that's going to be Hillary Clinton. I mean, Donald Trump, frankly, is not ever going to have any details to any plan that he ever talks about.
Maybe he will now, Brad, and what he needs to do, because he can actually say, it's the old, I've signed the front of a check, I've actually paid employees, I've hired people. He's got to stick to that, because that may be, as some believe, the saving grace here.
No doubt, but if you look at both economic programs, that of Hillary and Trump, they're night and day. Donald Trump is talking about empowering the people. Hillary Clinton is saying, let me take money from the people, and it is the government who spends our money. I happen to believe in the old theory of the velocity of money. That is, every time a dollar changes hands in the private sector is what gins up the economy, not us sending money to the government. And by the way, soaking the rich is no incentive for the rich to spend money and hire people.
In fact,
And if anything, we need to repatriate the money that's waiting offshore. Some say more than $1 trillion to get it back in our economy and growing our economy.
Yeah, we don't want to see more layoffs, though, and that's sometimes what we've seen when we've repatriated that. We've got to run, but Craig, Brad, we'll have you back.